Hey guys, how's it going? Onich here and welcome to another video where we have the first race of Apex Racing League, the league where I run in, where I'm participating. It is the first race. We have done some social races before, but this is it and the first race. Now a quick guide to the season. I am in the Mercedes, as you can see. My teammate for the season is Chicane, who is Dutch as well, just like me. I basically approached him and asked him if he wanted to be my teammate, and he would have liked to. Now I know a lot of people will be thinking, well, why not again Alex Gillen? Well, I have a few opinions about Alex as a teammate, which I rather not share, but I just preferred Chicane, to be fair, and also I think it's better for me and Alex to be rivals and not teammates. So that's pretty much the decision why, or the reason why I choose something different this time, and chose for Chicane, who is also a great driver. I think he has a lot of potential, and I think he will grow this season. I really think that, so he should be a good teammate. Anyway, we are right now out on track for the outlap. We have done a 117.9 so far. My PB was a 117.6, which felt awesome. I don't think I can improve on that 117.6, but obviously we will try. Right now in first position, Grenu is in second. I think we have a 7/10 lead over Grenu at the moment, maybe a little bit less, I'm not sure anymore. Maybe it was actually 4/10, I don't know. Anyway, preparing for my lap, warming up the brakes just one more time and then going to ridge now. I would like to apologize for my sound, or I'm a little bit ill, having a bit of a cold, so that's why I might be sniffling a little bit. Anyway, we are in the rev limiter now. I'm braking at a 100 meter board, then go down to third gear and then shift right back up to fourth, and keep your throttle flat out through this. Use curse as early as you can, a little bit of curse, and then brake. Right now down to third gear. I'm actually 300 down on my PB, or on my fastest lap, I mean. This is a really difficult corner, but I pretty much nailed it right there. Didn't run too wide, which is pretty easy to do there. And then you want to brake just after the curb starts, down to the third gear, turn in a little bit late, and then get as early on the throttle as you can. Maybe slide it a little bit through there. This is almost full throttle. I didn't really want to take the risk to go full throttle, so I didn't do it there. And then braking down to first gear, and then trying to have a good traction, which is really important, and then take a lot of speed into this corner and stay in third gear, and then shift up to fourth gear, brake down to second gear, and then these two, or this chicane, taking the first apex in first gear and then the second in second, so I can get a better exit, and then using the rest of our curse for the run to the line. It's a 117.4, actually a 0.5, and I was really happy at this time with that time. As I said before, I did a 117.6 in my practice session before, which I thought was absolutely perfect. But yeah, I was just surprised, as we have my teammate there. I was really surprised when I saw the time. But I'm not complaining. I'm really happy with that. 6/10 ahead of Grenu, was in second, and Alex is in third. So he is actually starting on primes, I can say that now. So he might be someone to look after for in the race. So here we go then for the race. Putting in my car. So I've qualified on options. There is a 57% chance of rain in this race. I forgot to say that. And as you can see here, my strategy, going for aggressive fuel and then do a free stopper, and all the time choosing prime tire, because I just found in the practice that prime tire was the best tire to run in the race. Option will just last a couple of laps and then they're gone. So prime is definitely the good race tire. As we wait for the lights to come up, now we are in first position. I'm hopefully going to have a good start. Here we go, minimizing wheel spin, hopefully. Not a bad start, shifting quite early up to second and quite early up to third as well, but actually having a good start, saving a little bit of curse at the moment. as Alex is coming around my outside. Braked a little bit early for that corner. Oh, look in the mirror. A little bit of chaos going on behind me, which I put away from, actually. I put away from number 2, who is Grenu at the moment, and Alex fell out of the top 3. So something happened to him. I think it was quite some contact. You know, checking my mirror, already a gap of 1.6 to Grenu. Alex braked quite late for that corner. He was looking good on my outside, but something happened to him. I cannot really remember what. But Alex moved himself up already to P2 somehow. So good recovery from him. And as you can see, my tires are already going. So I have to be really careful on the tires. 2.4 to Alex. Let's keep that gap in mind. See, you know, if the gap will extend. So this race is really about tires. One thing to say is that I'm definitely not driving at 100% all the time. I have to, you know, save the tires a bit. I have a strategy for this race, which is going lean in the final sector to save the rear tires, and then going rich on this straight to use up the fuel that I, you know, save in the third sector, and then go back to standard here. You will see me doing that throughout the whole race. 2.7 to Alex. Right now these options should have a little bit more grip than the primes of Alex, but that shouldn't really last long. But we'll just, you know, remember the gaps every time. It's 3 seconds right now, so still extending. Chicane right now with third, so good job from Chicane there. Moving himself up to third. I forgot to mention him in the qualifying. I think he was 7th or 8th, something around there. I think that's right. So good start from him. Seems to be pretty strong. So here we go then. Look at the tire wear already, pretty worn. So there we go, going to lean. Gap maintaining now to Alex. So as I mentioned before, 57% chance of rain is in the race. So it will be exciting to see when the rain comes. I mean, it looks pretty sunny right now. Skies are blue. Let's check our lap time. It's a 1:22.3. So as I said, I can definitely go much faster than this, but I will just be fucked at the end of my stint because of my tires. So I'm a driver who is very aggressive on the tires, but you know, being aggressive on this track isn't the right approach. That's what I found out in practice. Alex is faster than me right now. He put it in the fast lap of the race, 1:22.2 I think it was. And the gap is 2.7 to him, so he's making up 3/10 to us. This corner is really difficult actually, trying to find a good braking point. And once your tires are starting to wear, it's really hard to not lock up in there. It's really easy to lock the tires. So you really have to pay attention in that corner. So this corner is definitely not full throttle at the moment. Of course, in a heavy car, heavy fuel. Let's just switch back to mix 1. 2.8 to Alex too. He's not really gaining too much. And Chicane is still having third place, which is strong. So this is quite difficult actually, that Chicane. Missed my apex a little bit there, but got away with it. So here we are skipping to lap 6 then. As you can see, Alex is second, Jack first is third, and Fat first is fourth. So Chicane dropped back, and that's because he made a pit stop. Chicane was struggling a lot with tire wear as well. So he pitted in lap 4 or 5, I think it was lap 5, but I'm not sure. Something around there. As I have to pit as well this lap, because look at my front left, it's pretty worn. And as you can see here, it's just not turning in. At the time, you know, at the, what's it called? I cannot remember. Anyway, I put a gap of 3.8 seconds to Alex, so that's still extending. Grenu must have pitted as well. He's doing the fast lap of the race right now, 1:22.1, but as I said, somehow I still pulling away from Alex with these tires. And that's my engineer telling that there's a chance of rain in 15 minutes, so that could, you know, mix up this race a little bit. As Alex is now gaining massive amounts of time on me. So look at the understeering here. I have to switch back to second gear. This is the time I have to pit, otherwise I will just lose too much time. Fat first is 7 seconds behind Alex, so he doesn't really look like a threat at the moment. Here we are going to the pits, then selecting prime tire. I think the prime tire should last 9 laps. So let's see if we can make these tires last 9 laps. Then our pit stop should be again in lap 15. Let's see where we rejoin the track. Some people pitting as well. We rejoin in 3rd place, and Captain Raiden is behind us. I cannot see Chicane, so I wonder where he is at the moment. Cold tires. And now is the time that I have to push a little bit. Obviously not too hard, because the tires will be very, very influenced. You know, pushing too hard will influence your tire wear really big, or really much. I don't know how to say it. Fago's Pirate right now in 4th place, so he's battling a little bit with Captain Raiden, but seems to be taking 4th place from Captain Raiden. And Romian, who is a newcomer to this league, a new boy. He's teammate of Alex. And it's just 3.5 seconds to him, and 4.1 to Fake Ghost. As I turned in a little bit too early there, I have to get used to these tires. Getting used to this amount of grip. Obviously they are much faster than the Warren option tires. So right now I have to push. Make sure I have a nice big gap when I come out of the pits again. Hopefully in front of Alex with a big gap. I think Romian must have started on the prime as well, but I'm not sure actually. He probably did, otherwise he wouldn't have really long this, you know, run this long on this stint. Barcelona 121.4, sorry. Those are obviously the guys who already pitted for a new set of tires. And gap extending to Fake Ghost Pirate. And the gap between me and Romian is smaller than it was. And actually gaining lots of time on him. Obviously with these new tires doing purple fastest lap or fastest sector of the race. And just 1.4 seconds to Romian, so let's see if I can get in the DRS zone. He runs a little bit wide there, but I think he is having a lot of understeer in that Ferrari. Can nail that corner a little bit more. You can go completely over the curb. Anyway, we are going to mix free using curse and DRS. Purple fast lap of the race, so here we go, using curse, hitting the ref limit quite early actually, but it should be an easy pass. There we go, it indeed is. Easy pass on Romian. And now we are a new fast lap of the race, 120.9, so happy with that. And we are back in 2nd place. It was actually 1st place because Alex pitted as well, sorry. Now we skip to lap 15 because pretty much nothing has happened in the last couple of laps. Right now I'm doing a 122.3, so that's 1.4 seconds. No, sorry, it's, what is it? Yeah, 1.4 seconds slower than my fastest lap of the race. As Alex has pitted, he actually started on primes. I think he has done prime option, option. I cannot remember, sorry. At least Alex has the advantage of using the option tires in the race. I don't know if that's really an advantage because the option tires are pretty shit for the race. But it's a 20-second gap to Amstel, so I've been building up the gap every single lap and just trying to maintain a good pace without, you know, pushing too hard and overcooking or overheating the tires. Front left looks pretty worn, so we should pit this lap. I can indeed make it to lap 15 easily. Well, not really easily, because the front left is pretty worn, but still not really having big problems or anything, as I cut that corner a little bit too much. So here we are in the pits, 23 seconds to the car behind, so that should be comfortable to get back in front of him when we have completed our pit stop. A pit stop is around 18 seconds, I think, something around there, so we should be good to rejoin in the lead. Using curse on exit just to make sure I can stay in the lead, but yeah, it's pretty straightforward, simple, as we just pitted then for a new set of prime tires. They are right now a little bit cold, but look at the sky, it's started to get a little bit more cloudy. We just passed the halfway mark of the race. Barcelona does again the fast lap of the race, 1:20.7 on new tires. So there we go, 6 seconds to the car behind, and then it's Amstel in third place, 2.2 seconds behind Romian. Using all of the curb there, and again going to lean here, as I did throughout the whole race. As I think there are a few raindrops falling. Yes, there are. Not here, but on some parts, yeah, here there are definitely falling some raindrops, so the rain might mix up a little bit the field, as I get too aggressive there and oversteer on the exit as well. But here we go then into lap 17, using curves off the line just to get some more speed at this straight. And it's Alex in third place, so he overtook Amstel. I think Amstel went into the pits, but not sure. As there are again a few raindrops. As my engineer is telling me now as well, it's starting to rain, so might have to be a little bit careful as we do purple. So fastest sector of anyone. Barcelona does again the fastest lap, but I think we should be able to smash that into pieces. So I'm pushing now because I want to get the fastest lap. That's always nice. And I was actually pushing quite hard right now because I knew the rain was falling. So I thought that I didn't really, need these tires for 9 laps. I mean, the rain is already falling, so I think we should be pinning in a couple of laps time. So that's why I started to push a little bit more here. Turned in too early there to make a correction. And here we go. Across the line. What's the time going to be? 1:19.8. So indeed smashed it. And there we are then, fastest lap of the race in lap 17. As the gap to Romian is 10 seconds and Alex is only 8 tenths behind him. So Alex is battling for a P2 right now with his teammate. And we skip to lap 21. And here's my engineer telling again that it's starting to rain. It's actually quite late, considering that it has been, there has been some raindrops since lap, what was it, 17, 18? But it's only now, starting to have an effect. As the gap to Alex is 14 seconds, so he managed to overtake Romian pretty easily. And Fat First is now in third place, because I think Romian must have pitted or something, I'm not sure. Yeah, Fat First probably overtook him. 40.5 to Alex. So I'm actually having to use these tires quite a bit in this stint. I'm not sure if I can, if I need to run 9 laps on the stint, or if the rain is falling down hard enough to switch to Enders earlier. Obviously my planned pit stop is in lap 24, so we are pretty close to the pit stop window. As the rain is now starting to have a little bit of effect on the performance of the car. especially in the final sector. It's raining a little bit. On the other parts of the track, it's not that hard at the moment. But it's definitely raining harder than it was 3 laps ago. But still full throttle over here. Well, not full throttle. Don't want to take any risks right now. Obviously I'm in the lead. As my engineer is right now telling that Alex has pitted for option tires, I can confirm that it's not true. Alex pitted right now for intermediate tires, which I think is too early. I mean, I still have quite some grip with these dry tires or slick tires. So I think that's just too early. So I'm still waiting. And unless I notice a really big, difference in performance, I won't pit. 4 tenths down on my previous lap, so track is starting to become more slow. And here we go, indeed, understeering a lot there. So right now I think it's the time to pit right now. Yeah, I think this is the time to pit, having a little bit of oversteer here again. Yeah, this is ready for inters, I think. So here we go then into the pits. I decided to go into the pits because, I think when you drive the first sector on slick tires, it should be fine, but then the rest of the laps should be, really difficult to drive on the slick tires. So that's why I chose for the inters. So let's see if that was a good choice. Obviously Alex went 1 lap earlier, which I think was 1 lap too early, because those dry slick tires were still pretty good. So Alex's tires, I think they must have overheated, because obviously he went for the inters while it was still quite a dry track. As it seems like I have plenty of grip on these tires, so good decision I think. Still turning in slowly, just getting used to the track. And taking no risk at this corner, because I know how easy it is to lock up there. Now I have no idea what my engineer is telling me. He must be high, because he's telling me now that the track looks pretty dry, which is just shit, because it's not dry. So I don't know why he said that, but he always tells a little bit useful, not useful, what's it called, useless information. I would love to hear the engineer saying a bit more details, like when you are in first, you have no idea what the gap is to you and the car who's in 5th, because you cannot see that on the OSD, the on-screen display. So I would love if they imported something like that in the game. Anyway, lap 29, and the tires are pretty worn actually. These intermediates, they wear quite a bit, as you saw there. And we are still in the lead and having quite a big gap to Alex right now. I was thinking whether I should pit this lap or just finish the race on these tires, but these tires are pretty worn and I have a gap of 20 seconds to Alex. So I was thinking like, well, a pit stop is around 18 seconds, then I should be okay to pit and then still come out ahead of Alex. So playing it the safe way, I would rather go for a fresh set of inter tires than having to drive the final couple of laps with really worn tires and having a high risk of spinning and crashing. As you see, there are already a few raindrops on the screen, which is making it really hard to see for me, especially because I drive in cockpit. I usually I cannot really see how much curves I use, so I have to be a little bit instinctive right there. But that's okay. I mean, it's all part of racing, and I enjoy driving in the cockpit, especially with the rain. I mean, it must be even harder in real life to see, so I'm not complaining. Anyway, here we go then, lap 29, indeed 20-second gap to Alex, so we should be safe to come out ahead of him as I select intermediate tires, and here we are in the pit box. 3.2 seconds, good stop. and just using ridge and curves to make sure I stay ahead of Alex, but it seems to be easy and simple. So here we are then, still maintaining the lead, and what's it called? 3 laps to go, 4 laps to be precise. So we will see what the gap is to Alex then. The gap is 4.3 seconds, so quite a big gap to him. He is already on old inters, and we are on fresh inters, so I expect the gap will be increasing final couple of laps. And it's Fat first, who is right now in third, behind Alex, just 7 seconds behind Alex. And I expect Fat first to have a good pace till the end, because he has quite some fresher tires than Alex. So he might be even possible to challenge Alex if Alex is going to struggle with his tire wear. Because remember, he was already on inters when it was actually too dry for inters. And Alex is indeed losing a lot of time, 6.3 seconds already to him. And that's just in one sector, so going from 4.3 seconds to 6.3 seconds is a 2-second advantage. Anyway, we are crossing the line again, making no mistakes, just making sure I'm consistent, stay focused, stay concentrated. It's really easy to actually make a mistake in the final couple of laps. You may never think too easy. If you think too easy, you will just spin or crash, as there's a car going off the track, so we just pass him. Never think too easy. You should always stay focused and concentrated. And indeed, Fat first is catching up with Alex quite quick. Let's look at the timings. 10 seconds to Alex. Whoa, he's losing a lot of time right now, and 3.6 to Fat first. So I think Fat first will actually take Alex if it continues like this, or Alex must have made a mistake. And I should be pretty safe for the tires. So very high tire wear on this track. Next track will be Monaco. I have really no idea about the tire wear there. I think it should be quite high as well, I think, but not as high as this track, as there's a car getting out of my way. 2 seconds the gap between Fat first and Alex, so it indeed looks like Alex, his tires are in the cliff or falling off the cliff. And Fat first should be able to take him, so strong performance from Fat first taking Alex, who is obviously the champion of last year. Indeed, Fat first passed Alex, but I can tell you now that Alex actually pitted, so his tires must have been shot then. So Alex thought, let's just pit for new fresh tires of inters. That will be better than losing a lot of time on track, which I agree with him. So still having a smooth pace. A little bit of oversteer on the exit there, but nothing too serious. The gap to Fat first is 17 seconds, so I think we are pretty much settled here for first position. Quite dominant, to be honest. Obviously quite a strong qualifying lap. Fast lap of the race as well, I think. And yeah, 70 seconds gap to Fat first is quite big, I think. I must say that I was pretty happy up until this point at the race. Made no mistakes, which is quite unusual for me. I sometimes, or usually I make one mistake, even though they are really small or a big one. I make one usually every race, sometimes more. As we are in the final lap right now, lap 33 out of 33, so as I said, pretty much settled, aren't we? For first place, 20 seconds to Fat first, so gap still extending. No, and I'm actually still pushing, because I think, when you just cruise, you're not really focusing or concentrating as much as when you just push a little bit. Going all over the curb there. Then using lean, I think. No, not for the final lap, because I don't need to, because the view is good enough, and it's obviously the final lap, so we won't really sorry, need these tires anymore. As Captain Raiden lost connection. Well, he didn't really lost connection. He just quit from the race. He had a poor race. And we are crossing the final corner as there's a car in front who's a back marker. Oh, we are almost losing it. And there we are then across the line. So first place. And Vet versus second. Alex in third. Barcelona fifth. Chicane, my teammate, came home in 8th place. I'll be telling a little bit about him. And Grenu, where was he? I think Grenu, let's just have a look. Grenu was in 14th place. 14th place indeed. So I don't know what happened to him. He must have struggled, I think, in the race with the rain, maybe with tire wear. I have no idea. He looked pretty strong. I practiced with him a little bit, and he always looked pretty strong in the practice as well, but couldn't really show it in the race. Then we have Captain Raiden, who, you know, he quit. You all saw that. He actually thought the track was good enough for full wet tires, so he had no grip at all, and he didn't realize that it was because of the full wet tires. He didn't realize it was the track was ready for inters. So it's pretty poor, but I'm sure he will do better next race. And then we have Usain something. Sorry, I cannot pronounce that name. It's Usain something, who came home in 16th place, but he lost connection during the race as well. Riot Box was a newcomer, 13th place. And then Beast, Sapphire, sorry, I think I pronounced that right, not sure, came home 12th. Amstel, who was driving in the podium, he came home 11th. And then Smuffler and Fago Pirate, the two Saubers, came home 10th and 9th. Pretty poor from them, to be fair, but obviously they have drove in Split 2 last year, so you cannot really expect something big from them, can you? I think the rain must have mixed up the field a little bit, so maybe they were stronger up until the moment when the rain came. And then my teammate Chicane, he came on 8th. 8th, is that right? 8th. Yeah, okay, that's right. Sorry. He came home 8th, and he did a pretty strong race. He told me he was pretty quick on the dry, but he was struggling a little bit with tire wear, and he had to pit quite early. And he actually had a problem when it was raining. He had the choice to continue on really worn tires or just pit for inters, and then, you know, the inters, it would have been too early, but he chose to go for the inters, which was too early, but he rather picked that than staying out on the worn tires. And then we have Dazzy, 7th, also a new guy, Romian in 6th, sorry, and as I said, Barcelona in 5th. And who was it? It was Vet first or Jack first? It was Vet first who came 2nd, and Jack first who came 4th. So that's pretty much the result. So my fastest lap, I was the only one who did a 1.19, so I'm pretty happy with that. And at the end, a 24 seconds gap to Vet first, so pretty dominant, as I said before. I hope to keep this pace up. I'm not really too happy right now, because well, it's obviously good to have the win, but it's more important to keep winning, and it's more important to stay on top at the end of the season. That's much more important, obviously, than, you know, being on top now. So I'm still concentrated, and I hope I will have a good next race, which will be Monaco, a track which I really don't like, but yeah, I will try my best there. I think that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I've been talking quite a lot, so I want to thank you guys for watching. I apologize for the commentary. Might have sounded a little bit boring, my voice in particular, because I have a little bit of a sore throat and having a little bit of a cold, so that's why. Other than that, I just hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, I would appreciate a like. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time. So thank you for watching once again, and goodbye.